All right, Shalom, Shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's gone all around the earth. Shalom to the hopeful elect, to you brothers out there who's pushing this gospel to the four corners of the earth, and you few sisters who believe in the gospel of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I say to you all, Shalom. It's your brother Atazawan Bayat, and I'm going to bring a quick lesson while I have a few minutes here. Just meditating through the spirit um, about these last days, right, that are upon us. And as I was thinking about this, the spirit, was basically just telling me, that there's going to be this time that's coming up upon us where there's going to be a great deal of death, a great deal of horror, destruction. Okay. And I think that those that listen to these announcements, you listen to these lessons, and you hear and watch the camp videos, you hear that so much that a lot of people will say, well, it ain't happened yet, and we'll see when it happens. That's the spirit that Jake is in. And your folks are looking at this as if it's going to be some easy thing, like it's going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be a time like no other. And um, this is why the scripture tells us that there's a small number of people, right? The elect of the Lord, who are going to make it out of this thing. Barely, scarcely. Okay. It's going to be a very tough situation, and you can't stress it enough. Okay. Um, so I have a few scriptures lined up, no particular order, just to kind of get to the point, that the remnant of the Lord is the elect are going to make it scarcely, but will make it. And the rest, okay, will be destroyed. Now, we talk a lot about Esau, Edom, and the other nations, um, getting their just due, right? Their punishment. But I don't think 2/3 of our people understand that, you got destruction that's coming to you for all your wickedness and for your failure to repent while you have the time. Okay. And this is not something new. As we read the scriptures, we see a history of how our people have been stubborn and rebellious and wicked and practicing idolatry. Okay. All of these different things. And they're still doing it. Why? Because these same spirits are back. Okay. In this particular time, and you're going to receive your judgment, which is this nuclear fire, this fire that you keep reading about in the scriptures. Okay. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump in right here at Revelation 3:7, and it reads, and to the angel of the church of Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth, right? Yahweh Shai is that key, all right, to open up your mind or shut your mind, that you could receive this truth if you're part of the elect and you walk within the confines, or if you will, Salakia, I'm not going to use that word. It's funny how, traffic is beginning to show up. When I was sitting here, it wasn't no noise. But anyway, um, not the confines, but within the scriptures, all right, the way of life, the path that was given to us by the Most High, which doesn't constrain you. It actually liberates us, right? It makes us different. It makes us better than all other nations, right? So the Lord has that ability to open up your mind to receive the understanding and the wisdom in this book, okay? Or if he just rejects you, Shalakia, If he rejects you, okay, then you can't receive it. Your mind is shut to receive, the wisdom and knowledge of this book. Okay. Going on, verse 8. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, right? The Lord has shed his love on Israel, right? The Israelites, right? Okay. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And we see that there are those even of the Edomites, right? Who walk around saying that they're Jews, but they're not, okay? And then you have even our own, people back in those times and even today. You got all these different Israelite groups, and they keep claiming that they're Hebrew Israelites, but they're not teaching. They don't have 100% truth. Let's put it that way. Okay. Um, Going on to verse 11. Salakia, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, the hour of temptation of the MOTB. Okay. Which shall come upon all the world, everybody, all right, on the planet, to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? See that? All that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I will come quickly, hold fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown, right? And that's speaking to the elect, those who do have the diligence, right, to stick with this truth, all right, through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the only way we can hold on to it, because there are those, hey, the Lord can put your candlestick out, okay, truthfully speaking. Verse 12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, okay? And I will write upon him my new name, right? So there's a special group that will receive this. Let's go over to Matthew quickly and go to Matthew 16, verse 1. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempted and desired that he would show them a sign from heaven. And that's Jake today, okay? They don't believe anything, unless they can see it. You could tell them about something, and they'll know it to be true, but Jake think he's slick. So, I'll worry about that when that time comes. You see, that's how a lot of them think, okay? He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times, right? And so we're looking at the signs of the times right now, today, right? In this present time, in this present world, right? The world of Esau. And as it's beginning to crumble, right? The men of the Lord see through the spirit, the terror, the horror, the destruction that is on its way. Like you can actually feel it in the air. You can feel a shift, right? In the earth. And you can see, your mind begins to imagine, or you begin to see it in a spiritual sense of all these people who are going to be, destroyed. Okay. That's just it, and there's no other way to put it. It's not going to be a pretty sight. Okay. And now they got all these other things going on. You see all the different storm patterns. You see people perishing in all kind of different strange ways, right? You see gun violence is on the rise. You know, every time you turn around, somebody's being shot and killed. You know, the Lord is pouring out judgment. You know, he's catching people, you know, at all kind of various snares, you know. And this isn't the heavy part yet. Okay. So you begin to think that, hey, even some of your family members, some of your best friends, I mean, you know, you grow up with people sometimes and, you know, hey, you know, you got a best friend or whatever the case may be a solid dude, you know, got a, you know, family and everything. But, you know, the truth didn't come to him, right? Or he can't receive the truth or whatever the case may be. Hey, man, this dude's going to be destroyed even though you got love for them, right? Family members, your favorite cousin, your favorite uncle who got all the jokes, you know, all of them about to be put to death. Okay. So these are things that you know you can see through the spirit. Okay. Matthew 16:4, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. Right. See, because then that's when they want to continue on in wickedness, right? They want to continue on and being adulterers. Okay, and spiritual adultery and physical fornication. All right, dealing with other people's wives and husbands and shit. Okay, they want to keep going so that at the very last minute, okay, I'm ready to straighten up now. I'm ready to tighten up. Nope, nope, it's not going to be given to you like that. That's why the Lord said, I come as a thief in the night, because your ass is going to be unprepared. Okay, and our people still just don't get it. All right. Back in verse 4, a wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah, and let him, Salaki, and he left them and departed, right? So that's what's going to happen, all right? You're going to be caught unawares, okay? So I don't want this to be real long. Let me just move as fast as I can here. This is Romans 11, and we'll start right here at the top. The Apostle Paul, and it reads, I say then, hath the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. The Most High had not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Right? So you got some people in the Christian church who try to tell you, well, the Lord put away Israel, and he don't deal with them. So now, salvation is open unto everybody. That's what they'll tell you, which is false. That's a false doctrine. Okay. And these are the same people that read all the letters by Paul, but yet somehow they miss this one, right? They miss this chapter. Okay. The Most High had not cast away his people which he foreknew, right? They missed that verse. Would ye not what the scripture saith of Elias, how he maketh intercession to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thy altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men, a complete number, who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace, even in Paul's time, right? Which they thought the Lord was going to return then, but, in all actuality, what, 2,000 years or two days, is how long Yahweh Shai has been gone, roughly. Okay, if you want to try to put it in a common context. Okay, verse 6. And if by grace, then is it no more of works, otherwise grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then is it no more grace, otherwise work is no more work. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath attained it, and the rest were blinded. And who's that rest? That rest is the other 2/3. Okay, the election, the 1/3, have obtained it. Okay, we still have to go through these tribulations and these perilous times, which are on their way. Okay, And like I said, as much as the men of the Lord preach and teach and study and read, spiritually, we can see these things are not, it's not going to be easy. I can't say that enough. All right. This is 2 Timothy 3 and start right there, verse 1. It says, what? This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. All right. And those times are coming upon us now, right? Because people are, even common ordinary jakes and people of the world are starting to wake up, right? With all these nations dropping the dollar and going over the bricks, and the whole talk of the CBDCs and all this different stuff fed now, all these different things are popping up, right? And these niggas are starting to get scared now. Okay. Let's go on a little bit. Verse 2, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Okay? And it goes on, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than the lovers of the Most High, right? And that's this society. This society, you look at them and everybody talks about, it's just self-promotion, right? Niggas is gluttonous, liars, thieves, right? Whorish, okay? These women out here whoring, right? Talking shit about men, and the men ain't no better, right? Growing your hair down your back, you look stink, right? Smoking blunts, you niggas is through. And there's a terrible, terrible destruction that's coming. Let's go on over to 2nd Ezra chapter 7. All right. And this, let me see here. Slovakia. Trying to think did I want to start at the top or not. Yeah, I'll start at the top. Verse 1. And when I had made an end of the speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night afore. And he said unto me, up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, and it that it might be deep and great, but put the case the entrance was narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? Right? So making it to the kingdom is going to be a task, right? You can only make it with Yahweh Shai. That grace and mercy from them is how we're going to make it. Okay? It's the straight gate, right? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things, right? That's the kingdom. Okay? All right? We got to make it through this narrow path to get into the kingdom so that we could fully enjoy the inheritance. Okay? The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be one man go there at once. It's like walking a tightrope. Okay? If the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive how shall he receive this inheritance? Right. We got to go through these perilous times. Okay. All right. I'll stop right there because that's pretty much the point. Okay. It's not going to be easy. Second Ezra 9 and 8. Let me see. Now I'll start at 5 right here. We can read it. Second Ezra 9 and 5. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, and wonders, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, right? Everyone that shall be saved that makes it, and shall be able to escape by his works, one, by faith, two, all right, whereby ye have believed, right? Works of faith go hand in hand. Shall be preserved from the said what? Perils, trouble, danger, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, right? The Lord has already chosen his elect from the very beginning. And we don't know if we're part of that. We're praying that we are. We're hoping that we make it, right? Okay. And I went into this another lesson. Well, the lesson last night, I believe. Let's read on a little bit. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. You see? For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, right? That's those 2/3 who are that adulterous generation that Yahweh Shai said, talked about. Okay? You looking for a sign to get right when your sign is standing right in front of you telling you you need to get right like now, not later, now. Not when you think the danger is coming, now. Okay? We'll end off with that one right there. Let me see. Let's go over here to Ezekiel 38, Salakia, 37 and 8. And we'll read a little bit of this. Okay? And all these chapters, please go back and read them, so that you can read it in its entirety. All right? We just hitting some points in these scriptures, you know, to support the point of the lesson. All right? Ezekiel 37 and 8, and it reads, and when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Right? That's the Israelites who are waking up now. Okay, which this was a prophecy, and you're starting to see it now. We're starting to get that skin put on us. Okay. Verse 9, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. Right, we were slain, right? We didn't know who we were or who we are, as it were, all right? We were told we were all these different names, okay? And we were not told who we actually are, right? The children of the Most High, which was prophetic in itself. Okay. But now you're starting to see us stand up. We're those dry bones. All right. Just a couple more here. This is Matthew 24 and 29. And it reads, immediately after the tribulation of those days, right? Which those days, that tribulation, the perilous times, right? The dangerous times, the time of death and famine, destruction, pestilence, right? All of this is the tribulation period that we starting to see it, manifest. All right. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right, with his chariot. Okay. Verse 31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, because we are scattered across the planet. Okay. The elect, wherever and whoever they may be. You see? Let's see here. What did I have here? This is 2 Timothy 2, and let's read from the top. Verse 1, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Amashiach Yahweh Shai, And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also, right? And the prophets are teaching, and those that can learn it, okay, just may be part of the elect, you know. If the seed sticks in you and it grows through the Spirit. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach, right? So though we see these terrible things happening in the spirit, and we look at things and we say, you know, some terrible things could happen to us, you know, to the brotherhood, you know, to your family. If a man got a wife, it could happen to his wife. It could happen to your children. It could happen to your brother, or whatever the case may be. We see these things through the spirit, and we harden ourselves because we know that it's gonna happen. It's gonna come, right? And you can't be a freaking cream puff. You know, you can't fold up like a tin can and just die. You know, we have to endure the times that's coming. How else are you going to get through it? And you know the loss is inevitable. Okay, loss of your family, that's inevitable. You see. Let's go on. Just a couple more. All right, so this is Romans 9, and we'll jump in at verse 24. Even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, as he saith also in Hosea, which is Hosea, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and their beloved and her beloved, Slakia, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. Besides, this also crieth concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. Right, a remnant, a smaller number. Though we are of the sand of the sea, even the 1/3, that's a huge number in itself. Okay, a huge number, a number that you can't name it. But for that number, 2 times as many are going to be lost. You see, on this side. All right. Let's go over to Isaiah, right, and get that account. And it says a remnant will return. You see, Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. But though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decree shall overflow with righteousness. So there you have it. That's what Paul was referring to. Okay. This is Ezekiel 6. Let me see here. I want to go all the way to the top. Okay. And this is, pretty much why 2/3 ain't going to make it. Okay. Because this was part of our history then as a nation, and as much as it is today. All right. Verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against the mountains of Israel, and prophesy against them, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord power. Thus saith the Lord power to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to all the valleys. Behold, even I, will bring a sword upon you, and will destroy your high places, and your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken, and I will cast down your slain men before your idols, and I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Israel before their idols, and I will scatter your bones round about your altars. In all your dwelling places the city shall be laid waste, and the high places shall be desolate, that your fathers may be laid waste and made desolate, and your idols may be broken and cease, and your images may be cut down, and your works may be abolished. And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. Yet will I leave a remnant, that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries. Okay? And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captive, because I am broken with their whorish heart, which hath departed from me, and with their eyes, which go a whoring after their idols. And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed, and all their abominations. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them. Right, the Lord said, I'm going to bring it to pass. Thus saith the Lord Power, smite with thine hand, and stamp with thy foot, and say, alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Israel, for they shall fall by the sword, by famine, and by pestilence. You see, he that is far off shall die of the pestilence, and he that is near shall fall by the sword, and the remnant, and he that remaineth, Salakia, and is besieged, shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury upon them. Then shall ye know that I am the Lord Yahweh, when their slain men shall be among their idols, round about their altars, upon every high hill, and all the tops of the mountains, and under every green tree, and under every thick oak, the place where they did offer sweet savors to all their idols. So will I stretch out my hand upon them, and make the land desolate, yea, more desolate than the wilderness toward Diblath, in all their habitations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Right. So your idols, your sweet JC, okay, the Lord is going to catch up to you. All right. And we get a couple more, we be done here. Second Ezra 16, and we start here, verse 14. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. Right. These nuclear missiles, once they're shot, that's it. They're going to reach their target. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? Okay, and you go on to read the rest of that. For time's sake, I gotta end this lesson. Okay, but even Ezra's, and who knows, Edris may be on the earth right now. Okay, woe is me, woe is me. You know, he's seeing through the spirit. It's going to be a terrible, terrible time. Okay, all right. Hoping that he makes it, if he should be here today. All right. Zechariah 13 and 8. All right. This is the clincher. Okay, because you 2/3 think that it's not going to happen, but it's already prophesied. If the Lord prophesied something from way back when and it happened, what makes you think that if this is prophesied, the end of Esau's world and how it's going to go out with destruction and how 2/3 of Israel are going to be destroyed, what makes you think that this is not going to happen? You got to be a fool. Zechariah 13 and 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, is my power. Okay? So, you know, through the spirit, you know, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to anybody that watches it. Okay, that you understand terrible, terrible times are on the way. You keep watching the news and then look at the reaction of the people. You know, you got a whole lot of Jake still in that spirit of mirth, still ready to party, still ready to do wickedness. All right. And that time is getting real, real short now. All right. So with that, I'll end the lesson right there. Shalom.